Again, David Walls, Texas Values Action. I see a few new faces. I haven't been here in a couple weeks. We work on faith, family, and freedom issues around the state of Texas. And as Ann mentioned, the pastor bill is one of the top priorities that our organization and others have been working on. And just to remind folks, if you're not familiar, this bill essentially says that the government cannot force a church or pastor to facilitate, participate in a wedding ceremony, same-sex wedding ceremony that would violate their sincerely held religious beliefs. As Ann mentioned, we had a House and a Senate version. The Senate version, SB 2065, has already passed the Senate. The House version died last Thursday night, but the Senate version is over, and so the call to action here is we need to get the Calendars Committee to put the bill, schedule it to vote this week. We'd like to get it voted and passed this week. If there's no amendments put on the bill, we're headed to the governor's desk if we get this passed this week. Just a word of caution to folks. We sometimes get can sense a lot of optimism. We're hearing from people, oh, this is going to happen, oh, this is going to happen, we're going to get this done. It's not done till it's done, period. Okay? We had as folks probably are aware, our organization, others have been working and talking a lot about a marriage bill, HB 4105, that had 90 co-authors in the House. 90. Takes 76 to pass a bill. And that bill was also scheduled, I think, on the Tuesday calendar, and the bill never came up. The bill never came up for a vote, and essentially died. And of course, there's been a lot of talk about the Democrat delaying tactics and so forth, but no one's surprised about that. We knew that was going to happen. As which representative was it? That was in the Tribune pointed out that, I mean, any of these bills that had this much support, if they didn't come up for a vote, the reason was because of Republicans. I mean, there's a
Matt Schaefer.
Matt Schaefer. There's a near supermajority. So that was the situation. You may have seen that afterwards, a number 93 or so Republicans put out this letter that's going into the House Journal affirming their support of marriage between one man and one woman. We're glad that they did that. Obviously, in this climate, we appreciate anyone that's willing to come out and stand publicly for the truth about what marriage is. But as we didn't bring them here. We didn't elect folks to sign letters at the end of the day. We elected them to pass bills that would protect our freedom. So all that to say, our main focus now is the pastor bill. I just bring up the marriage bill to say that we had a bill that had a tremendous amount of support, and it didn't get to the finish line when we were being told that it would. So we need to stay active and engaged on the pastor protection bill. We're encouraging folks to contact the Chairman Todd Hunter on the Calendars Committee, contact Speaker Strauss's office, contact your representative. On the House version of the bill, of course, again, now the Senate version is over 2065, but on the House version, we had, I think, 87 something co-authors. Even a few Democrats had signed on to the bill. So there is strong support, but we need to build that and just keep the pressure on, and try to get this thing done this week if at all possible, because we know the delay tactics and everything that can happen if we get strung along on this. So encourage folks to do that. I think that's about it. As Ann said, what is it, 11 o'clock here?
11 o'clock in here.
In here. Is there something else I'm missing?
No.
Okay.
He's a new father, has baby at
That's
11.
right.
Hey!
Two and a half weeks ago. It's been a fun 2.5 weeks.
You know what caused that, don't you?
I do. I
Okay,
figured
good.
it out after baby number 2. I put my finger on it. So.
All right.
Can you go to the clerk's office and fill out a red or green card? Do they do those for this kind of thing?
Yes, we can, but you know, we have bombarded them with green cards before.
Yeah.
I think the thing to do now is to get the whole calendar committee
Yeah.
Right,
upset because people from home know what they're not doing.
right.
Okay.
Yeah,
So tomorrow we need to get as many people here as possible.
I would suggest good use of time would be locating Tea Party or Tea Party leaders who are in each of these members' districts and make a personal phone call to them and say, hey, here's what we're trying to do. Why don't you call your representative directly? You know, that way, you know, I think that would be a good use of time.
That, and then, as I don't know if there's any other pastors in the room, but we're obviously trying to bring, and Dave Welch with the Texas Pastors Council, I think, is bringing a group of pastors down tomorrow. But obviously, we've relied a lot on pastors, and it's been fantastic. I don't think, I've just been here 3 sessions, but Ann, can you remember a time when we had this many
Never.
pastors engaged
Never.
on an issue? So that's been fantastic. Encourage everyone to reach out, even if your pastor can't make it down here tomorrow. We know a number have already come multiple times. A phone call from a pastor in a district to the member on this issue can be just as important. So, and,
That'll move a Democrat.
yeah,
That'll move a Democrat.
and we already have a few.
I'm gonna brag on Pastor Mike. He's preaching this from the pulpit,
Yes.
and he's getting his members of his church involved, and it's amazing.
Yeah.
And this
All
guy
right.
has no fear. So, I'm telling you, he does not like to be recognized, and he chews me out every time I do that. So just go for it, Mike.
Yes.
Hush up.
Are both of these bills, Pastor Bill and ALAC, are both in calendars?
The pastor's bill is in calendars.
Okay, where's
The
531?
531 is still in, it's got to be passed in the Senate before it can go to the House.
Oh, it hasn't
We're
been passed in
behind
the
the eight
Senate.
ball on
Okay.
that. Yeah.
So you're encouraging folks on that one to have it heard on the Senate floor.
Yes, yeah.
Tell me
It's got
again,
to-
531, I'm sorry.
And the way we do
Elect.
that is to
Oh.
get Huffman to get it out of the state affairs in the Senate to the floor.
Well, it's not even out of committee yet.
It has been voted, I mean, we have the votes in the committee, and she promised to vote it out when we had the votes. We have the votes, hasn't gotten out yet, so it's a little bit of monkey business going on.
Has anyone spoken to Senator Estes?
Estes is against
Yes, he is.
531
Yes.
because he thinks that his House
Yes.
Bill 16 a few years
Years
ago,
ago.
whatever it was, 16
Yes.
something, took care of the issue.
Yeah, right.
It does not mention foreign law, guys,
Right.
it doesn't mention foreign law.
Right.
So it does not take care of the issue.
I just wonder what he's doing behind the
He and
scenes.
Ellis
Yeah,
are the two against.
yes.
The other 7 members of the committee
Okay.
are for it.
Okay,
Huffman says she's for it. She's
Okay.
gonna vote for it.
okay, good.
All right. Thank you.